Here's my session with Karen. We're starting right from the beginning. Watch how the conversation unfolds, how we move from where Karen starts to where she needs to go. Let's see what happens. Before we begin, let me remind you what you're witnessing. This is real coaching, authentic, unscripted, not polished for the cameras. You'll see genuine coaching with all its natural flow and humanity. The moments that work beautifully and the moments that are, well, human. Karen has generously given permission for this session to be used in your training. Her vulnerability becomes your learning. So as you watch, notice how multiple competencies flow together naturally. They're not separate actions, they're integrated aspects of powerful coaching. Karen is working on organizing her jewelry and bead room. It's a personal project that matters to her. And here's the thing, what might seem like a small or simple topic is activating significant stress and tension for her. There's more beneath the surface than the project itself. This is one of those important lessons. Personal topics are powerful coaching topics. The size of the subject doesn't determine the depth of the work. Never underestimate what matters to your client. I open with a simple question. What would you like to focus on for coaching today? Notice what this question does. It invites Karen to bring her agenda. It opens the door but doesn't close it. And here's something critical to understand. This question establishes the topic, not the goal. Competency 3, establishing agreements, begins here. But it's not complete yet. The coach isn't directing. I'm creating space for Karen to lead her own coaching. That's where partnership starts. Karen shares her stress. What if I cannot get it all done? The timeline is creating pressure. The uncertainty is creating anxiety. She's bringing her real concern into the open. And here's what I don't do. I don't rush to solutions. I don't try to fix it. I don't offer reassurance. I just listen to understand what Karen is actually experiencing, to understand what matters to her. This is presence and active listening working together, not doing, being. Then I ask, so what if you cannot get it all done? Notice what that question does. It's a challenging question, but it opens new thinking rather than narrowing options. It invites exploration of what Karen hasn't yet examined. I'm not providing answers. I'm not minimizing her problem. I'm inviting her to explore what's beneath her worry. This is Competency 7, Evoking Awareness in Action, creating space for the client to discover their own insights and possibilities. And then something beautiful happens. Karen introduces the concept of minimum viable bead room. She's already been thinking about this. The idea was there, waiting to emerge. I didn't provide this answer. Karen found it herself through the process of exploration and reflection. And here's why this matters so much. Self-generated insights are more powerful than advice. They belong to the client. They lead to genuine commitment. When Karen discovers her own solution, she owns it in a way she never would if I'd suggested it. I make an observation. Sounds like you've lowered your expectation of yourself a little bit there. Notice what I'm doing here. I'm reflecting what I'm hearing, not interpreting, not evaluating, just noticing what Karen has said. This simple observation creates space for deeper exploration. It invites Karen to look at what she just revealed. And it builds trust. Observations show you're tracking the client. They demonstrate presence and attentiveness without directing where to go next. Now we're getting beneath the surface. Her husband's expectations emerge. External pressure. Someone else's timeline and standards weighing on her. And her physical limitations. Her own body and energy have constraints. The conflict between what's expected and what's possible is creating tension. What started as project planning is revealing deeper stress about capacity, about expectations, about self-judgment. This is why competency 4, trust and safety, matters so much. The environment of trust enables Karen to share this vulnerability without fear of judgment. I ask, so then, how are you going to know that this plan we're putting in place is the right plan? Notice what's happening here. The conversation has explored the situation. Now I'm helping Karen identify what she actually wants from this coaching. We're moving from topic to outcome. What does right look like? What will be different? How will Karen know when she's achieved what she came for? Competency 3 continues. The goal isn't being prescribed. It's being discovered together through curious questioning and deep listening. Karen's first answer is, I'll feel less stressed about starting the project. And that's a start. But here's the thing. How will she know when stress is less? What does that actually mean? Rather than accepting this vague measure, I gently persist. What would less stressed look like concretely? Because specific, measurable outcomes help clients recognize success and track progress. Vague goals create vague results. We need something Karen can actually observe in herself. And then Karen finds it. I can feel my stomach in my chest. There it is, a concrete body-based measure of her stress that she can actually feel and track. So I ask, where is your stomach going to be if your stress is where you want it to be? And Karen says, in my stomach, down where it belongs. This is powerful. Karen will know she's achieved her goal when her stomach feels settled in her body instead of tight in her chest. That's specific. That's trackable. That's real. Look at what's been happening in this session. Agreements, we move from topic to goal, defining concrete measures of success. Trust and safety, Karen had space for vulnerable conversation about her husband, her limitations, her fears. Presence, I was responsive and attuned, not leading or directing. Active listening, hearing what's beneath the words in the story. Evoking awareness, questions that opened thinking and invited discovery. These competencies aren't separate actions. They flow together naturally, integrated aspects of powerful coaching. Before we debrief, I want you to sit with a few questions. How did the session goal emerge from exploration rather than being stated at the beginning? What made this progression effective? What made the stomach measure more powerful than feeling less stress? Why do concrete body-based measures matter? And where did you see multiple competencies working together at once? How did they support and strengthen each other? Next, we'll debrief what you noticed and explore the coaching choices that made this session effective.